Our next speaker, to give you a little background, most of you probably know him, but for those of you who don't, he went to probably the finest public institution in the state of California, Long Beach State. Then was an editorial writer for the Orange County Register, a speech writer for 7 years for the greatest president this country's ever had, Ronald Reagan, and since 1988 has represented Huntington Beach and the surrounding areas in Congress. Congressman Rohrabacher is a great fiscal conservative. Without much further ado, Congressman Rohrabacher.
Well, it is a pleasure to be with a group of patriots who are ready to retake America. Great leaders of the revolution. Mountjoy, who's been in the fight longer than I've been alive. And I'm not going to thank Tom McClintock for being here. I'm going to thank his mother for being here. I'd also like to draw your attention to my wife, Rhonda, who is my wife and surfing partner and campaign manager, as well as my little daughter, Annika. The other two are still at home, thank God. And I am remembering a story of a congressman who's in his office, and his wife has come to visit him in Washington, and she's sitting right outside his door, and this lobbyist comes in about this particular piece of legislation and says, "Congressman, we've got to stop this bill. It's going to destroy the economy. This is going to be something we'll never recover from." And he says, "You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right." And the guy leaves, and another lobbyist comes in, same piece of legislation. And he says, "Congressman, this bill is really important. We've got to see it passed. It's the only thing that's going to save the middle class. This is really going to be a boon to our economy." And he says, "You know, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right." And so out he goes. His wife comes in and says, "You know, you just took two diametrically opposed positions on the same bill. Now you can't do that." And he says, "You're right. You're right. You're absolutely." I want to tell you that many of my colleagues would be that way if they could. And today we are here because there is someone like that, isn't there? At the state level, and we're going to get rid of that person. And I appreciate what you're doing. You know, someone has got to step up and say, when someone runs for political office, what they promise means something. Now, I'll have to admit that Mr. Adams probably made a mistake because he probably said, "Well, you know, who's someone that I could model myself after? How about George Bush?" Remember, no new taxes? And what was no new taxes when he made that pledge? It was just so much campaign word confetti thrown out for everybody. That's not what democracy is all about. That's not what getting elected to public office is all about, throwing out something that sparkles and shines and gets people to sign their ballot for you. That's stealing their rights as American citizens. That's what this is all about. The American people have had it up to here with people who are lying to them in order to put themselves in power. And I'm not a stickler. I'm not someone who says, oh, if someone says no new taxes and there's some little bill here or some little thing there. But when you have a situation like was faced here in this state, or like what we're facing now in Washington, D.C., these aren't little matters. These aren't little microscopic, somebody's trying to play gotcha, that you didn't do your pledge 100%, you only did it 95%. That's not what this is all about. Fundamentally, we have political leaders being elected on one platform, and they are lying to the people, thus they are stealing our rights from us. The patriots have got to step forward and say, we're going to put a stop to this. If you don't believe in something, do not pledge it during the election, or there will be retribution. And unless we, the people, step forward and make sure that we're active and we enforce that, these ne'er-do-wells will keep doing this tactic. So my hat's off to everybody here and everybody involved in this recall, because this is part of it. The Tea Parties are part of it. We have got to retake our country, and we will do it. The Patriots will win, and we are the Patriots. Thank you very much, God bless.